Here we go again, Watchdogs. Strap in. Welcome back to the channel where de-escalation isn't a buzzword, it's a baseline, and apparently still an elective course for some departments in the Denver metro area. I'm your host, the guy with a camera, a constitution, and a low tolerance for government cosplay. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome to the circus. If you're returning, you already know where the popcorn and FOIA forms are. Tonight's episode is a 2-for-1 special in how to turn a nothing burger into a tragedy. First up, Sheridan Police Department. Dispatch gets a suspicious person call in the park because heaven forbid a grown adult walk outdoors holding a sheathed machete, aka a tool, in a sheath in plain view. No crime, no threats, no victim, and yet, watch how the solution becomes taser first, think later. Like someone set their body cam to escalate mode. Shock, panic, adrenaline spike, and boom. We go from man minding his business to a fatal shooting in record time. The only thing moving faster than the taser wires is the chain of bad decisions. Spoiler, you can't safety your way out of a mess you created. Then we head east to Aurora, where last month, August 30th, we showed you Rajon Stubblefield, a black man who ends up killed at point-blank range after officers dial the encounter from conversation to clinch. If you thought that was a one-off, boy, do I have news for you. Because in our second body cam tonight, the tactic seems to be roll up like a 3-man SWAT team, start with rubber bullets like their party favors, amplify the chaos, and then act shocked when a 17-year-old, yes, 17, charges and gets terminated at a gas station. It's like someone turned less lethal into pre-lethal. And right on cue, here comes the press release polka. We take this very seriously, thoughts and prayers, officer safety, separate investigation by the state. Translation: the accountability will now be kicked down the longest road available while the community is told to be patient and trust the process. A process that somehow never quite learns from the last 6 processes. Look, if your training turns lawful presence into lethal outcome, your problem isn't non-compliance, it's non-competence. At some point, federal oversight isn't a political statement. It's a quality control recall. COLOADO, the house is on fire. Stop asking us to admire the smoke detector. If you're tired of circling the wagons, passing for leadership, smash that like, subscribe, and ring the bell so the algorithm knows you prefer facts over fairy tales. Drop your thoughts in the comments, keep it sharp, keep it civil, and remember, accountability is a team sport. Bring your cleats.
Tonight, Sheridan police are releasing body-worn camera footage of a deadly officer-involved shooting.
The suspect wielding a machete, our Greg Nieto, doing double duty for us tonight. He spoke with Sheridan police and people who use the popular recreation area near where that confrontation happened.
Once or twice a week.
We have Millie over here, and we've got Willow, the little one.
Samantha McGrath takes her dogs to the Bear Creek Trail, which she absolutely adores. She was not on the trail, nor more specifically in this case, the Bear Creek bike path, yesterday, when Sheridan police encountered this man.
Sure, you drop the weapon! Drop the knife, do it now!
Authorities say who was wielding a machete and walking toward them. This body cam footage released earlier Friday by the Sheridan Police Department, showing officers ordering the man numerous times to drop his weapon.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop it now!
Ignoring or refusing to do so, the man continues working his way toward the officers. Eventually, less lethal means are used.
I'm gonna go with taser. Yep.
Twice, in fact.
Drop it! Ow!
No effect. Officers eventually firing their weapons, the man taken to nearby Swedish Medical Center and eventually pronounced dead.
I think that there was adequate commands to try to prevent this from happening.
James Albee is a longtime law enforcement procedural expert. Officer presence, he says, good. Communication with suspect, clear and good.
Get on the ground! No. Drop it!
And the officers can only withdraw so much before, they're backed in a corner.
As time goes on, adds Albee, Individuals are resorting to all sorts of weaponry.
So it's not just firearms that's a problem in these types of cases. We're seeing other means.
Tonight, Samantha McGrath
They can sniff, they can meet new friends.
plans to bring Millie and Willow back to the Bear Creek Trail. Thankful police are always just a few steps away.
I'm grateful that the officers were able to defuse it and nobody was injured in that situation.
Again, that was our Greg Nieto reporting for us before getting sent to breaking news tonight. Now, we did get a statement from the Sheridan police chief. He says, quote, "The officer-involved shooting is a tragedy that is extremely difficult for the family of the victim, our community, our police department, and the involved officers." He went on to say, "Today, our department released body-worn camera video to be transparent about the incredibly difficult position the officers were in as they addressed the immediate danger to those who were on or near that bike path." New here at 7 o'clock, the Aurora Police Department gave some new details about a fatal officer-involved shooting that left what they say a teenager dead.
APD has released new video from that shooting that took place near a gas station convenience store. Channel 2's Vicente Arenas has been previously covering this story and was back at APD today asking questions about this incident.
The suspect that was killed in this officer-involved shooting was 17 years old, and today we learned that he was not carrying a weapon. We're about to show video of this officer-involved shooting, so if you're watching at home, you may want to turn away for at least just a moment. You can see two officers hiding behind a corner at a convenience store. They're attempting to make contact with the suspect, who is off at a distance, standing next to some gas pumps. We are being told that a less lethal weapon was fired several times at the suspect. It fires foam bullets. The officers then can be seen retreating. They come back around a corner there at that gas station. The officers appear to be firing a weapon, at least one of them firing a weapon. You can see the suspect standing off in the distance, not far from a gas pump. Here is what the chief said during a news conference today.
As a matter of fact, as the officers seeing what was occurring, repositioned themselves and actually retreated back around the corner based upon the contact with the suspect actually increased his pace and now rapidly charged and chased the officers around that corner.
The chief also explained in detail how when officers were answering this call, that the suspect himself had called 911 to say that he had a weapon, wanted to shoot up the business and shoot officers. Later, we learned the ID of that suspect. His name is Blaze Alexander Ballet Mason. Again, he was 17 years old. Today, the chief saying that that suspect had been living in a halfway house, which he had left. The chief told us today that the suspect's family has had a chance to see that video also being posted online. This officer-involved shooting in Aurora is being investigated by an outside agency, a critical incident response team. At the Aurora Police Department, Vicente Arenas, 2 Prime News.
There you have it, Watchdogs. 2 more chapters from Colorado's Shoot First, PR Later playbook. Apparently, the new training module is De-Escalation, optional. Paperwork, mandatory. And the extra credit, perfecting that press release 2-step. We take this very seriously. Shuffle left, outside agency investigation, shuffle right, thoughts and prayers, jazz hands. Let me be crystal. A sheathed tool in a public park shouldn't speedrun to a body bag, and a 17-year-old shouldn't be introduced to less lethal as the pre-game show for lethal. If your tactics turn lawful presence into fatal outcome, your department doesn't need a new slogan. It needs a recall notice. To the spin doctors, save the fairy tales. We watched the same videos. The only thing you de-escalated was accountability. To the back the blue no matter what chorus, backing good police means demanding better from bad ones. If that stings, it's because the truth doesn't come out with a numbing agent. If you're as mad as I am, use it. The peaceful, lawful way the Constitution intended. Redress your government. Tell Aurora and Sheridan PD exactly what you think about escalate, electrocute, and execute being treated like standard operating procedure. Their contact info is down below. Be firm, be factual, be relentless. And before you go, do the things the algorithm absolutely hates when we shine lights in dark corners. Smash like, hard enough to register but Not enough for a use of force report. Comment with your takeaways and timestamps. Share this so the story outruns the spin. Ring the bell so you don't miss the next "We Take This Very Seriously" remix. And if you want to help pry public records out of clenched fist, become a channel member or drop a donation to keep the FOIA machine fed. Receipts, filings, appeals, it all adds up, and you make it possible. I'm BZWATCHDOG. This isn't over. We'll keep pulling threads until the whole sweater of excuses unravels. Stay loud, stay lawful, and as always, accountability is a team sport. Bring your cleats. Sunlight is still the best disinfectant, and I'll see you in the next video.
BZWATCHDOG.